Hey everybody. So I thought I'd do a little review here over muzzleloaders. And since Thompson Centers coming back around, I thought I would throw a few of mine out there. I grew up, I learned how to deer hunt with a Thompson Center. So, when I was about 8 years old, I started out as a lot of people do. I got to do the walk along to squirrel hunt, rabbit hunt, and then a few years later, I got to start carrying my pellet gun along and shooting a few squirrels here and there. Then I upgraded to a 22, and then went on to a 20 gauge and on up the line. And by the time I was about 12, I was pretty deep in deer hunting, and it was the best thing for me to do in the fall. I loved it. So I actually started out using a Thompson Center Renegade, which is what I have here. And I hunted with my cousin, and he had one of these, and his buddy had one too, and his buddy let me borrow it. And so I started stand hunting on my own when I was about 12, and I would lug this thing in with a peep sight, and I dropped quite a few deer with this thing, most within about 100 yards. But back then I shot everything with a buffalo bullet. I wanted to have a lot of knockdown power with it, just for the fact that I was young and maybe make a bad shot or whatever. But the Renegade, God, I mean, this isn't the one I hunted with, but I killed a lot of deer with that gun when I was a kid, and I really liked it. So a few years ago, a friend of mine, I don't even know where he had it at, but he had a Renegade, and he just posted it for sale. So I went and picked it up, and it barely looked like it's ever been shot. And so, I mean, I have no intentions of shooting it or hunting with it. I just wanted to have one because that's what I started off with, and I absolutely loved that gun. So I had to have one just to put in my collection. But then after that, as we all know, the original inline muzzleloader was the Knight. So when I was 14, God, I mowed a bunch of yards and did everything I could do to save up money to buy this thing. It was a Knight T5 Woodsman. And I killed a ton of deer with this thing too. Again, mostly within 100 yards, but it did the trick. Throughout my life, I've done a lot of different things. I was a machinist for a long time, so I made all stainless parts for this thing because when I hunted with this up into my 20s, I would still carry this thing sometimes because it was just so accurate. But it's so heavy because, as you can see, I mean, it's just got a typical thick muzzleloader barrel. And so I hunted with it, loved it, had the thimble safety on it. I mean, this thing it would do it. It was a Knight T5 Woodsman. I saved up, I think it might have cost me $500. I don't remember, I was 14. I saved up money and got it, and absolutely loved it. Hunted with it, killed lots of deer with it. Back then, I started out, I hunted using 2F black powder, then I went to 3F for a little quicker ignition. And now, hell, we all use Pyrodex whenever we're using a muzzleloader. So I hunted with that. I hunted with that Knight until I was in my early 20s, and then kind of retired it when I was mid to late 20s. I didn't do too much with it. I stuck it in my safe and just kind of stayed there. But this thing was my pride and joy. When I was in the Army, I walked into a pawn shop right outside Fort Hood one day, and this Thompson Center, I absolutely loved this thing. It was hanging on the wall in there. And I asked the guy, I said, well, how much do you want for that? And he said, I bought some. He said, I have one left. And so I said, well, what do you want for it? So I think I paid $250 for this thing. Stainless, thumb hole. I was so damn proud of this thing. It's still shot, regular old number 11 caps. I mean, this thing was just, yeah, I killed a lot of deer with this thing, but it was just an old style inline Thompson Center, And I mean, you can see I mean, I wore the shit out of this thing. I had to put it back together. My ramrod guide, I actually put it back together with black tape because it broke. And so I just put the black tape on there and kept on going with it. Shot this thing to death. I finally ended up retiring this back in, oh gosh, what year was that? Michael Waddell came out with the Bone Collector edition, and I had to have one. So I went and got a Bone Collector. And this thing right here is absolutely, I mean, just top of the line. This thing is just badass. I ain't hunted with it for a few years because now in Indiana we hunt with rifles a lot. So I still have this, and this thing is absolutely deadly accurate. I killed a lot of deer with this thing too. I could get it out, take it out, and it would always shoot dead on. It had so many good features. I mean, the T-handle ramrod. I mean, just so many things built in. The brake action. I mean, you could pull the breech plug. It's so nice as compared to, you know, just older muzzle loaders. It just was well above and beyond. You know, they may be muzzle loaders, but they're rifles, plain and simple. I had people tell me that, oh, you couldn't kill, say, a bear with a muzzle loader. Yes, you can. They are absolutely deadly. Everything here is a 50 cal. That's what I grew up on. It's what I always shot. I have other muzzle loaders too. I have 45s. I think I got a 54 caliber big bore. That was a Thompson Center special for a while. It didn't stick around very long, but it was a hell of a round. It would do some damage. But you know, I always shot Thompson Center, and I really liked their stuff. I had a real nice contender at one point. I bought stainless, had a 35 Remington Hunter barrel. I kept it around for a while. I never did get the hang of it. I made a real stupid mistake, and I did some trading with that thing and ended up picking up a shotgun that probably wasn't what I needed, but at the time I thought I wanted it. Now I wish I had that contender back. My point with all this is Thompson Center is back, and I'm hoping, you know, my cousin that got me started hunting, he was a Thompson Center freak. And when I told him Thompson Center was coming back, the first thing he said is, I hope the quality is as good as it used to be. And I'm sure it's going to be, and I hope so. I can't wait to get my hands on some of their products, shoot some, review some, hunt with them, and just see how they are now. I know they've got a few things that have come out. I want to get to some trade shows and meet up with them guys and talk to them, maybe get some of their products in my hand to try them out. But I mean, when it comes to muzzleloaders, it just doesn't get any better than Thompson Center. They are absolutely as good as it gets. So I'm hoping that when they come back, they'll be as good as they used to be. Thanks. Have a good night. The weather's actually getting perfect. It feels like fall here. So it's getting me in the mood. Have a good one.